How you doing? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to Speak with Iru. Well, if you see me for the first time, I am Iru Ochiko and I am a personal development coach who is very enthusiastic about your overall wellness. I am super excited about it. Well, okay. I know you haven't seen her in a while. Okay, you figure out that soon enough. Well, when April, guys, it's pretty fast. I mean, I feel like yesterday I was just saying Happy New Year, and now it's already April. We're 4 months into the year, and it's going real fast, and I'm excited about it actually. But if there's one thing that I believe I have personally suffered for myself from January to now is time, my effective use of time, because I got thrown into a life that I wouldn't say I didn't plan for, but it just didn't go the way I thought it would go. Sometimes we have things laid out and we prayed for some things and okay, it's not going the way, but hey, it is what it is, right? So it's something that was hard, fresh. Would I say hard? I would say it was different. It was hard though, but it was change. It was different. It was fresh. It was something I wasn't used to, and it affected me as an individual. It affected my brand, Be Explosive. It affected everything, and it affected me in being actually productive like I could be or I should be. So today I want to talk about, actually I want to introduce or talk about the introduction to time management. I want to introduce time management to you because if you don't use effective use of your time, it's going to be detrimental for your entire personal development journey. Like we know, they say time waits for no one, time is money, time wasted can never be regained. All true. Check, 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 check. It's all true. But in this personal development journey, time is a key factor. Time is something that you need to learn how to do. So first and first, before all this drama and talks, what is time management? I know we're used to what the definition is being like organizationally talking about is the effective use of scheduling and planning and dividing your time to be able to attend to different specific activities, reaching every specific goals. But I think that's just way so hard, right? So I try to make it easier to define. So I personally defined time management as doing what you have to do when you need to do it with no excuses, zero excuses. And yes, the one thing that cripples time management is excuses. And excuses gets birthed from procrastination, and procrastination gets birthed from indiscipline. So the main thing that actually cripples time management is actually indiscipline. So that's what births excuses. Yes, let's just say I've been held back by excuses. Okay, I can't make time. I didn't have time. I don't have this. I can't do this now and all that. And those things are just excuses because when it comes to time, the one thing that it just cannot work with is excuse. It can work with procrastination. It can work with indiscipline. So to be able to get yourself to manage time very well is discipline. And on this personal development journey, there's one thing that calls for our attention is everything that we need to pay attention to basically. Financially, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, socially. We have lives. We have personal lives, we have professional lives, and all these things crave for attention, crave for energy. And yes, I've always said, where energy goes, energy grows. Yes, that's one of my favorite quotes from Lisa Nichols. From energy goes, energy from where energy goes, energy grows. So the more where you give your energy to is where you give your time to. So learning to know what not to give your time to is important. Learning to know what's important, what's urgent, what's not important when it comes to the time management chart, it's very key. But this is just an introduction into time management. I'll do a video to be able to break down how you can become an effective time manager, how you can know what's urgent on your plate and what can be looked out, looked over for another time. So it's one thing that I personally battled with in this changing time of my life. I don't want to say trying time, changing time of my life that I couldn't balance with everything. and it affected everything I was doing basically, and it was breaking me slowly on the inside. But I told myself, hey, I have to do this with no excuses. So yes, knowing what to do when you have to, doing what you have to do when you have to do it. So when you have to do it is where the time comes in place. Knowing what to do is something you already laid out. Your short-term goals, your long-term goals. Basically, you've had goals you want to achieve for this week. So now I'm asking you, have you done what you need to do with no excuses? Are you doing it already? Or are you already creating excuses for it? And tell you that you will probably tell yourself at the end of the week and say, oh, I didn't write the book because this. I didn't go visit my family because this. I couldn't pray to God today because of this. Are you already creating the excuses? Preparing them. I think the time we prepare those excuses, the time we take, we could actually engage our lives to doing what we need to do. That's why there's management in the first place. It's not just there because it looks cute. It's called time management. It means you have to schedule, you have to plan, you have to be intentional. Management is intentional. And there's one thing that I've stressed so much about being on this channel is you have to be intentional about your life. Intentional about everything. And time is the key. It's the key. You can undo it. I say this whole thing with so much passion and push because it's something that it has cost me something just in 4 months. It has cost me a lot. And yes, I'm still learning. And yes, I'm pushing. And yes, I am trying to do. I am making this video right now because I'm trying to do what I have to do with no excuses. I could have 1,001 reasons why I wouldn't do this video right now. But I am doing it. Anyway, regardless. So that is the energy you need to take into this quarter. Next big quarter of the year is I'm going to do what I have to do with zero excuses. So yes, it's just an introduction into what time management is, what it entails. Well, what are we supposed to do? What does it mean, next really? Video, I will dive more deep into what time management is and everything that it entails. To give you an overall look of what you really need to look at for when it comes to time management. And that was a little bit hard today, but I did it with love. I did it with care. Because as much as I give those words out to you guys, I give it as well to myself. So I tell myself, Eero, you have to do what you have to do today with zero excuses. That is what is important. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for speaking with Iro. And it is never, ever, ever a monologue. It's a dialogue. We're always in a conversation. Don't ever forget it. And this is the most important thing of my entire time I spent with you. You are your first supermodel. You are your first role model. Don't you ever, ever forget that. Okay? Yes, don't ever forget that. Thank you so much and have a wonderful time. Bye.